hit her with some caution. Tell that boy you fresh. She like water like so. Let me check my taste. Yes, I like women, I like sex. Yes, I'm a ass up for Sunday.
What's good, Taco Gang? It's your boy Zoe, and I'm back in this hole once again. And tonight we got a very special video. Now this is actually a very highly anticipated video. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know this was coming, but I seen it a couple days ago, and I've been waiting to stream just for y'all so I can get it out, man. I ain't gonna lie. We got Ichigo versus Yusuke. Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi in death battle, my nigga. This is pink. You see it right here. Bleach up there, Yu right there, my nigga. Oh. Bleach right there, Yu right there. It's literally, they're both in my top 3. Ichigo is one of my favorite MCs. He's definitely top 5 MC. I ain't gonna lie. Yusuke also, he's a top 5 MC. I'm sorry, I might be glazing, but he's a top 5 MC. I love Yusuke, his character. He's a great character. He's also very underratedly strong. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably planetary by the end of the show. He's probably planetary, so he should lose. I'm not gonna lie, but I do like Yusuke a little bit more as a character than Ichigo. Just slightly. Yusuke got a little more character to him. Like, he's just more of a, like, he got more personality. Ichigo is really good too, though. Like, Ichigo's a goat, man. He's literally the goat. He's a goat or a farmer, by the way, too. But yeah, Bleach is my second favorite anime, and Yu Yu Hakusho is my third favorite anime. So they're both in my top 3. And shit, sometimes them bitches can be interchangeable. I'm not gonna lie. So we here to watch this death battle. I think Ichigo is gonna win. He should win. It's not really a fair matchup, to be honest. It should be more him versus Naruto type shit. It should be him versus Naruto or something like that. But so Yusuke, I feel like he's a little bit overmatched or undermatched, or yeah, overmatched. Yusuke is not as strong as Ichigo. I'll say that. Ichigo is probably closer to universal levels of power, than Yusuke would be. So let's get into it, man. Let's see what they come up with. Ichigo should win. That's my verdict. Let's get into it, man. If you're new here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit post notification bell, join the gang.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
We know who would win.
Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such
I wonder how they're
violent
gonna scale this
hollows
nigga.
and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number 1 why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like...
Honestly, I already know all this, and if you watch Bleach or Yu Yu Hakusho, that's why you're here. So you should know all this information too. But I honestly just want to see where they're gonna scale, Ichigo and Yusuke. I feel like they may just pull shit out their ass. I don't know. We don't know. Hold on,
that's
let's
a
see.
lot of big words, but all it really means is...
I'm gonna forward it because I pretty much know all this stuff.
Which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and huh.
If you've seen Bleach, you should know all this information.
And parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master.
Bankai!
His speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting
Called him
clapped, but as soon
Catboy.
as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that
turned up.
kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song, Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty
Alright, let's get a little
Until-
further in.
Final endgame boss, Yuhabak.
who planned to
Here we
end
go.
everything.
Now, if you're watching the 1,000-Year Blood War, you should kind of already know what's going on. And if you read it in the manga, you should know what's going on. So, we're about to get into his real actual scaling, or in the series scaling at least, to wherever he's about to be versus Yusuke.
And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a
Ishin-
member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a Hollow. Hence, his two Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yuhabak's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive.
Alright, let's see what they about to
Dead.
give him.
Undead.
He do got all of this.
Stronger than Kanbachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yuhabak, even after
was a
he
hyperbole.
absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yuhabak could nuke all three realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yuhabak was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his
Yes,
Getsuga
sir.
Genjo
True
with a mighty
salvation.
hollow
The
attack,
horn of
the Grand
salvation.
Ray
Hey.
Sarah.
Making a giant crescent slash that ripped through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai.
Niggas
A
getting
power
spoiled.
so great, even Yuhabak was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
Yes, sir. So they didn't really scale him. I ain't gonna lie. They did not really scale this nigga. Or, like, they just said what he's done.
Most
basically.
teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because he only ever
my
wanted to
boy.
do one thing.
Throw hands!
Beat
It don't
niggas
matter
up.
who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or
Yusuke 5'8".
babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things
The
like
original
friends
shonen
and
trash talker.
family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
He a real nigga. He gave his life for a kid, just to save a kid. And he was a goddamn delinquent. This nigga's a goddamn school bully. He's a city bully, actually. He was just beating niggas up just cuz. He was beating niggas up just because. He risked his life for a kid. Yusuke's a goat, man.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
He was a
But
ghost. They
this
ain't
is
even see
chapter
all
one
that.
of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a
Grim.
blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was
Hey.
Botan, whose job was to
Baby
ferry Yusuke's newly
Botan.
deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine
Yeah.
being such a menace to society that the second you do something
Nigga, he couldn't go to hell or heaven, my nigga. He was that much of a menace. That's like, do y'all understand this shit? They was not accepting this nigga into heaven or hell.
Nice hell.
That's crazy.
Itself gets caught with his pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would.
When you think about it, they're low-key very similar characters, Ichigo and Yusuke. I think Ichigo got a lot of inspiration from Yusuke in the first part. Like, they got similar jobs. He's a spirit detective. Ichigo is literally kind of the same thing, but he does it for the Shinigamis.
Do in that situation, then told Satan Jr. to stuff it.
Substitute Soul Reaper, and just like Ichigo is a substitute Soul Reaper, and he had, who was it, Ginjo? That was also like a former substitute Soul Reaper. Something similar. There was a former spirit detective. What's his name? Sensui. He used to be the spirit detective for Earth before Yusuke.
I mean, he was never really good for anything, and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would.
All right, get to his powers.
Spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable. Heals from wounds quickly and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun. At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he can go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The Spirit Gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a Spirit Punch, where he keeps the energy stored.
What's more versatile, the Spirit Gun or Getsuga Tensho? Let me know. Let me know it's on.
In his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the Spirit Wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart. And his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Kabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
He nice for
his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class.
By the end of the show, he was S class.
Local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones, so he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks.
Bro, whenever he did this and he was in that cave and he was screaming and crying in front of Genkai, bro, he was going through it, my nigga. All I remember was it was a dark cave and all you could see is red, and because he was so much energy was going inside of him, it was like vaporizing his entire body. He was screaming. It was cinema. That's a great scene right there. Peak scene, S tier scene.
Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked, he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns
So
out
that Mazuko
Yusuke was a
form.
demon himself.
Literally. Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Raizen, the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Raizen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost.
And that boy
This
drippy.
was
And he drippy. Long hair.
his first taste of a demon.
Come in.
Dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing,
OP.
but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby?
I ain't gonna lie, they got similar types of feats, I would say, but Ichigo just eventually towards the end he just gets more and more OP. That nigga becomes the Avatar. He has every goddamn DNA in the whole Bleach universe, so like, yeah, it gets to a point. Let's see where what feats they give him. Let's see.
Decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad, though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Yes, he will. All right, let's see.
Long
Anybody does what I asked.
has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once dominated the world. Hell yeah, there's no better way to wear a blood spatter on your chest.
We restored the original
All right, let's get into it, man.
look behind the scenes and get cool merch at deathbattle.gg.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, the combatants are
Final predictions, I'm going Ichigo.
set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
I'm going Ichigo.
Time for a death battle!
I react to music. I react to music too, but I'm doing reactions right now. Send your music though.
That's a demon.
That's a hollow.
No doubt about it.
Hey. Yusuke got better hands than that nigga Ichigo. I will say that. He got better hands than him. But Ichigo should be faster and stronger than him. Get to the Tinto. Mink. Oh! Oh! That nigga shot his sword so it could reflect back into this nigga's back. He's in his bag. Oh my gosh. Now that's something in character for sure. Ichigo would, or Yusuke would do something like that. Reflect the spirit gun. Come on, bro. Battle IQ. In the death.
Chop change.
Reckless.
Nigga, what type of mess? How is that not? That's like interference or something. What the heck?
Chop change.
Reckless idiot.
What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared?
Nah. Getsuga! Yujisho!
Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Ah man, they going in the Mazuku form already. The fight just started a minute ago, dead ass. So you already know, Ichigo's winning.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Hey,
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
that's white.
Like old times.
On!
Caillou.
Tensa! Sangetsu!
Born of Salvation is over with.
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole!
Yusuke gonna bang with you.
Even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
Might be over with after this one. Whoa.
Give me a freaking break.
See you on the other side.
KO! You, think the afterlife
He didn't go full Mazuku though. Like I wanted to see the long hair too.
offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Togoro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of
The
Gongai
Avatar,
training.
bro.
And all those swords! He just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could
Easy
react
though.
to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed.
Easily.
But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kinda both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand.
That nigga Yusuke got real actual battle IQ though. That nigga Ichigo he be winning to the plot sometimes. He be winning cause the plot. I ain't gonna lie. He be winning. A lot of times it don't be no type of battle IQ. It just be straight bullshit. He just be boxing and he gets stronger and hit you with a stronger Getsuga potential, pretty much. Yusuke be using some battle IQ. He be using battle tactics for sure. So this should be Yusuke.
He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving
I
only
would-
the
I would
biggest
say that
winning
one's
factor,
Yusuke.
which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Or if Togashi kept writing.
Fortunately,
because Yusuke definitely could get way stronger. There's a lot more. He could get stronger, way stronger, easily. No bullshit. He could probably get to universal level of strength.
for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yuhabak in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo's.
The winner.
That's how I should have went.
Kurosaki.
Shout out my boy Ichigo. He was supposed to win that. Who they bringing next? Metal Sonic versus Cell. Cell versus Metal Sonic. If it's comic book Metal Sonic, they may give it to him. I ain't gonna lie. He got some crazy feats. But Cell's pretty strong too. But yeah, that was a good little shit. I ain't gonna lie. Good little death battle. Ichigo won like he should have won. Shout out Ichigo, man. All right.